Hi viewers, we welcome you on behalf of NRA Legal Services. Today we are back with you with the next session of Ask Me Anything, and today's topic which we will be having discussion on in Ask Me Anything session is landlord-tenant disputes. So ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome to shoot your questions if you have any doubt pertaining to any issues pertaining to landlord-tenant disputes. Please shoot your questions. We are here to answer. I am having my team with me who will be assisting me in answering your questions. Let me first introduce my team to you. On my left is Advocate Payal.
Hello everyone.
And on my right is Advocate Rashid.
Hi friends.
So they will be assisting me in answering questions you have with you. You please shoot your questions. And I must tell you that NRI Legal Services is fully committed to you in sorting out any legal issues pertaining to NRI's property matters. So we are rendering human services to you. Anytime you have any issues pertaining to property matters, please approach NRI Legal Services. And coming back to the topic of landlord-tenant disputes, let me tell you what gives rise to these landlord-tenant disputes. The main reasons which could be because of these disputes, if I say from landlord point of view, the tenant is not paying rent. If the tenant does not pay rent in time, it also leads to a dispute, and for which landlord can even approach a court of law. Secondly, the tenant is not maintaining the property as required. And thirdly, the tenant is illegally using the property, or some illegal activity is going on in the property. Fourthly, the tenant is subletting the property, that too without the consent of the landlord. And fifthly, the landlord can also go to the court if the tenant is not following any of the terms and conditions of the rent agreement. Then the landlord can approach a court of law. If I say from the tenant point of view, the privacy of the tenant is breached by the landlord. If the privacy of the tenant is breached very oftenly by the landlord, then tenant can also go to the court and seek injunction. And moreover, the tenant is promised some property to be given to him on rent, and when the tenant occupies that property, the property is not habitable. So it also leads to a landlord-tenant dispute. So whenever such kind of disputes occur, what the landlord has to do, landlord can go to the court and file an eviction petition in the court of law. And the tenant, if the tenant suffers because of the any reasons which is leading to the tenant landlord dispute, then tenant can go to the court and seek injunction against the landlord. How we can avoid this landlord tenant disputes? Landlord tenant disputes can be avoided if both the parties amicably settle the issue and both the parties are adhering to the terms and conditions of the agreement. So it may not give rise to the landlord-tenant dispute. But generally we see that there are disputes arising because of these reasons. And many times it is seen that what kind of agreement should be entered between the landlord and the tenant, whether it should be for 11 months or it should be for a long period. Now when I say it's a premises which is a residential property, in that case generally the agreement which is entered between the landlord and the tenant is for 11 months, and this 11 months document is in practice which is followed in India, and this document is legally admissible in court of law. And if the landlord-tenant agreement is more than 11 months, it can be for a longer period also. But if it is for more than a year or so, then such kind of landlord-tenant agreement should be registered. And if it is registered, it has got more validity and more weightage in a court of law. Then there can be dispute pertaining to the commercial properties also. If a commercial property is there and person has to give it on rent, it can be in both fashions. Either it is in the form of rent agreement or it can be in the form of lease agreement. When it is the lease agreement is when it is when the property is given for more than a year, then the parties enter into a lease agreement. What is a lease agreement? Lease agreement is that when the property, that is the immovable property, is given by a landlord to a tenant for a specified period and for a specific purpose, and also it is for a consideration. And this property, as I said, should be immovable property, and during this lease the property the transfer of the property temporarily takes place, and the lessor who is giving the property is giving to the lessee, and the lessee can enjoy the property on a temporary basis, and this property is enjoyed on temporary basis by the lessee within the terms and conditions of the lease agreement. And if any one of the parties is violating the lease agreement, that also results into a dispute between those parties. Now, whether such kinds of disputes are to be handled by the court of law or by arbitration. When we are entering into a lease agreement and the lease agreement is prepared as per the terms of the Transfer of Property Act, then under those circumstances the lease agreement is arbitrable, and it can the dispute between the landlord and the tenant, in other words between the lessor and the lessee, can be settled by way of arbitration. And
so would you like to throw some light on what are the important clauses of the rent agreement?
okay, there are certain important clauses of the rent agreement. When you're giving the property on rent, then one should ensure that these following guidelines of these conditions should also be part of the rent agreement. There are certain important clauses, as Payal has asked. I will clarify those important clauses. First of all, you should ensure that it is that the rent agreement is made on a stamp paper, and the stamp paper should be of the value which is prevalent in that particular state. Secondly, you have to ensure that the details of the property are mentioned in the rent agreement. If the property details are mentioned, then it will curb the dispute which may rise in future. Then the detailed addresses of the tenant as well as the owner as well as the landlord should be mentioned in the rent agreement. And fourthly, it should be ensured that the duration for which the rent agreement is being made, that duration should be specified in the rent agreement. Fifthly, we should also see that in case there is any money, the kind of
Security
deposit has to be seen, that the landlord mentions that the tenant has to give the security for the purpose of the rent agreement, because this security subsequently helps the landlord in case the landlord does not make the payment to the tenant, or he does not pay the electricity bill or water bill at the fag end of the agreement. Also, in one of the clauses should be that the increment, as I have stated, should be there. If any increment is to be made, if the tenancy continues, then that increment should also be duly specified in the rent agreement. How much increment, which is generally 7 to 10%, and it, as per the instructions, it should not exceed 10% of the total amount of the tenancy value. Also, there are certain specific clauses which should be ensured. What are those specific clauses? That is, if the premises is given, there may be a requirement that the pets are not allowed in that area. So if the pets are not allowed, those specific conditions should be mentioned in the rent agreement.
Sorry
And
for
also,
interrupting, so there's so many questions are pouring in, sir.
okay, please, we can handle the question, then I'll continue.
Yes, sir. Are landlord and tenant disputes arbitrable? So this is a question by Mr. Kabir.
Okay, as Rashi has brought out the question by Mr. Kabir whether landlord-tenant disputes are arbitrable, let me clarify that these landlord-tenant disputes are arbitrable provided there is these agreements are under the Transfer of Property Act, whereas the other kind of agreements which are under the concerned specific laws of the state, those agreements may not be arbitrable, but the agreements pertaining to prepared under Transfer of Property Act are arbitrable. Any other question?
Yes, so there's another question. It's by Mr. Navinder. He says, I have a residential as well as commercial property. I have rented my residential property and made a rent agreement for 11 months. Can I make a similar agreement for the commercial property as well? Payal, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, what was the name of the person?
It's Mr. Navinder.
Okay, so Mr. Navinder, we would recommend you not to do that. There are following conditions for which we will suggest you not to do that. Firstly, because the lease agreements for commercial properties are little complex in nature, and therefore you should definitely get them executed under the guidance of a professional attorney. First thing which you should keep in mind. Second thing is such lease agreements are entered for a longer duration of time. Therefore, it becomes mandatory to get them registered. Because of the technicalities which I have explained involved in such lease agreements, we would recommend you that please do not merge it with your rent agreement for the residential property, and make a separate exhaustive agreement for lease agreement for your commercial property. I hope I have clarified your concern, Mr. Navinder.
Yeah, it's clear. And any other question?
Yes, sir. There's another question by Ms. Gurjot. She says, I have a property in Punjab which I have rented. Now I want to come back to India and resettle there. However, despite notice, tenant is not vacating the property, and can I get him evicted? So can I please take this question?
Please.
Thank you, Gurjot, for this question. And yes, you can get a tenant evicted from his property. And in fact, for NRIs in Punjab, there are special provisions to get him evicted, especially when you need the property for your own use or for your dependent, or maybe for somebody who is ordinarily residing with you. And in that case, there is a special provision. However, some conditions need to be followed before you can avail those special provisions, such as firstly, you must be the owner of the property for at least past 5 years, and also you can the landlord can only avail this provision once in his lifetime. And in case you actually get this property vacated on the basis of this provision, in that case, at least for 5 years, you cannot sell this property, transfer this property to another person, and also you cannot give this property on rent to another tenant for at least 5 years. So if you comply these provisions, then of course you can get this property vacated immediately under the special provisions. I hope I have clarified your query, Ms. Gurjot. Thank you.
Ms. Gurjot, only one line you must remember, that now your query is pertaining to personal requirement of the property, but in case you require the property otherwise, then these terms and conditions which Advocate Rashi has explained may not be applicable. Those basically conditions which I have also explained, it is basically violation of the terms and conditions of the agreement. If the tenant is violating those terms and conditions, then property can be got evicted. Right? Any other question?
Yes, sir, there's another question. It's by Miss Shubhi. She says, one of my friends is an NRI and wants to rent out his property in Punjab. She has been suggested to enter into an agreement for 11 months. Can she do it or not? Are there any legal consequences? Payal, would you like to answer the question?
I think sir will handle this question.
Okay, I'll handle the question. What is the name?
Shubhi. Yes.
Shubhi, let me clarify to you that you can enter into a rent agreement for 11 months, and it's a general practice in the state of Punjab. And this 11 months agreement, if legally speaking, is a valid agreement because it clearly specifies the tenant and owner relationship. You can say otherwise tenant landlord relationship, and it is admissible in a court of law if subsequently landlord tenant dispute arises. So there is no doubt about that you cannot enter into such agreement. You can please go ahead and enjoy the tenancy of that.
So there is another question. It's by Mr. Malki. He says, I'm shifting to a rented flat soon. The landlord is an NRI, but his brother says he would be entering into the agreement being the POA holder of his brother and also be taking the rent on behalf of his NRI brother. Is that legal?
Rashi, I would like to answer that
Sure,
question. What was the name of the person?
It's Mr. Malkeet Singh.
Okay, so Mr. Malkeet, yes, it is legal, and definitely your landlord can authorize his brother to collect the rent or to enter into an agreement on his behalf. However, he must do so through a document called power of attorney. You must verify before handing over the rent to him or before entering into a rent agreement with his brother that such power of attorney specifically authorizes his brother, the landlord's brother, to collect the rent on his behalf, and he specifically authorizes him to do so. And you must also verify that the power of attorney is properly executed as well as adjudicated. Thereafter only you should hand over the rent to him, and you must also take an acknowledgement receipt after handing over the rent to him. I hope I have clarified your concern.
Okay, good. Any other
So
question?
there is another question by Miss Pritinder. She says, my sister is an NRI owning property in India. One of my friends who is foreigner has approached her for renting him her property in India. Please advise, can I do so, and are there any guidelines for her? So can I
Please
hand
enter.
this? Thank you, Mr. Pritinder, for the question. And yes, you can give a property on rent to a foreigner, and there is no such embargo to that. In fact, if you are giving a property on rent to a foreigner friend, there are a few guidelines that we suggest which you must follow. Firstly, you must see the ID proofs of the foreigner. You must see his passport, the validity of his visa, and besides that, it is suggested that you must enter into a rent agreement with the foreigner as well, so that you can choose the duration of the rent agreement as per the visa period, so that there is no problem later on and he does not overstay his visa in India. And also, as we suggest in general cases also, that you must go in for tenant verification through the police. So that's how it goes, and you can of course you can give this property on rent to your friend who is a foreigner. Thank you, Pritinder.
Pritinder, one more point in this connection, you must know that the maximum period which is prescribed for giving the property on rent to a foreigner is 5 years. Even if visa may be valid for 10 years, but the maximum period for which you can rent your accommodation to a foreigner for 5 years. So whenever you enter into such agreement, you should not exceed period of 5 years, right? I hope it is clear. Next question.
Yes, so there's another question. It's by Miss Sakshi. She says, I have recently purchased a property in Delhi in 2020, and she says, I want to give it on rent. Can I get the property vacated later on if I need it for my personal use before termination of the rent agreement?
Okay, Rashi, I would like to answer this
Certainly,
question.
Payal.
Sorry, the name again.
It's by Miss Sakshi.
Sakshi.
Okay, Miss Sakshi, see, on the expiration of the rent, the tenant is duty bound to vacate the premises. If you give him the notice to vacate it, then he is definitely duty bound. However, if you want the property to get vacated before,
Then background of the tenant must be checked. Background means he should not be having any criminal background. If such kind of people are given property on rent, it can subsequently cause problems, and it will be difficult to get the property vacated. Thirdly, you should also ensure that you should give preferably property to a outsider. Outsider means a person with service class who is likely to be transferred. So in that case, it will be easier to get the property vacated. And if you give it to a localite or a professional, it will be very difficult to get the property vacated. Otherwise, it will result into landlord-tenant disputes. Moreover, the rent agreement should be duly drafted, and for which you must seek the assistance of a professional lawyer, so that you are safer from all the sides. Moreover, once the property has been given on rent, subsequently you must ensure that the property is taken care of. You may visit personally or through your representative at the property, so that you can ensure that the tenant is not causing any damage to the property or he is not using property for any illegal activity. And also you must maintain the record of all the receipts or the payments of the rent made to you, which can be of use to you subsequently. So you can go ahead with your property to be given on rent, but please ensure these guidelines are followed. These are basic guidelines. I hope it is clear. Thank you. Next question. Any question?
Yes, sir. So there's a question by Mr. Aman Singh. He says my mother is an NRI and has rented the property she owns in Bangalore. However, her tenant is violating the terms of the agreement by using the terrace, which has been specifically restricted as per the agreement. What are the remedies available to her?
Okay.
Rashi, I'll take this question.
Sure, madam.
Mr. Aman, so what your mother can do is she can serve your tenant through a casual written notice, or maybe she can communicate with the tenant verbally also, to just ask him to stop the violation of the agreement, terms of the agreement. But if the tenant still continues to do so, she can approach an attorney and serve the tenant with a legal notice, and thereafter wait for a reasonable time for him to respond to the notice or to stop the violation. But if he still continues to trouble your mother, then she can approach an appropriate court of law to file a suit for eviction against the tenant. So these all are the remedies available to her. You may proceed accordingly, please. Thank you.
Good. Any other question?
Yes, so there's one more question. It says it's by Miss Irvine. She says my brother is staying in USA. He has a property in India. Can you guide me? What are the important clauses to be mentioned in the rent agreement?
The important clauses to be mentioned in the rent agreement I had just discussed with you, but to briefly, just for your benefit, Irvin, I'll just once again debrief. Basically, you should be having the details of the property in the rent agreement. You should be having the addresses of the person who are entering into rent agreement, that is the landlord and the tenant, and there should be specific duration period for which the rent agreement is being finalized. And also you should ensure that what is the remuneration being paid for the purpose for the rent, and also any increment to be made, and specified period, specified the percentage by which the increment should be made, which should not exceed 10%, as I briefed earlier also. And there are certain specific conditions which should be mentioned, that in case some restrictions are there in the area, then those restrictions should also be clearly brought out. And also you should ensure that this rent agreement is properly and duly signed by witnesses, and if it is up to 11 months, it is admissible in court of law. If it is beyond 11 months and exceeding 1 year, it is better that such rent agreement is registered. So these are the basic guidelines which you should follow. Any other question?
So I'm just waiting for him to put in.
Okay. With viewers, we are getting a large number of questions, but because there is a shortage of time and we have specified time with us, let me handle those questions one by one. We'll be answering those questions, coming back to you on Facebook and answering your queries, straightly talking to you. Still, if you want to speak to us personally, you're welcome. And you can put any query on our website, that is a query@nrilegalservices.com, and you are welcome anytime. NRI Legal Services is fully committed to answer and handle your property matters. You're most welcome to approach us anytime whenever you have any property disputes or otherwise too. Thank you so much, viewers, and thanks for giving your time and cooperating with us. Thank you so much.